Ever notice how the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest? You know that feeling when someone's yelling at you, demanding answers, and something inside tells you to just stay quiet. That instinct might be your greatest superpower. Most people think silence equals weakness. They're dead wrong. In fact, the opposite is true. The person who masters silence controls everything without saying a word. And today, you're going to learn exactly how to weaponize your quiet moments. If this sounds like something you need right now, hit that subscribe button because we're diving deep into psychological warfare territory. Think about your last argument. Here's what most people don't realize: when you argue, you're not seeking truth. You're seeking validation. You're proving to yourself that you matter, that your opinion counts, that you exist. But here's the brutal reality. The moment you need someone else's approval, you've handed them your power on a silver platter. The strongest people I know rarely explain themselves. They don't justify their decisions. They don't defend their choices. Why? Because they understand something profound. Your worth isn't determined by winning arguments. It's determined by not needing to have them in the first place. Let me tell you about the most dangerous type of person you'll ever encounter. They don't shout, they don't interrupt, they don't need to prove anything. They simply observe. While everyone else is talking, they're learning. While others are reacting, they're calculating. And when they finally speak, if they speak at all, their words carry the weight of absolute certainty. This isn't about being passive. This is about being strategic. Every word you speak reveals something about you. Every emotional reaction shows your weak spots. Every time you justify yourself, you're giving away classified information about your insecurities. Smart people know this. They guard their words like state secrets. They understand that silence isn't empty space, it's loaded ammunition. Want to see this in action? Next time someone tries to provoke you, just look at them. Don't smile. Don't frown, just look. Watch what happens. They'll start filling the silence with their own anxieties. They'll reveal more about themselves in 30 seconds than you would in 30 minutes of talking. This technique works because silence makes people uncomfortable. It forces them to confront themselves. When you don't react, you're holding up a mirror to their behavior, and most people hate what they see. But here's where it gets dangerous for them. When you master silence, you become unpredictable. People can't manipulate what they can't read. They can't control what they can't provoke. You become immune to their emotional games because you've stopped playing by their rules. Now, I know what you're thinking. But what if they think I'm weak? What if they think I have nothing to say? Here's the thing: let them think whatever they want. Their opinion of you is none of your business. The people who matter will recognize your strength. The people who don't, well, they were never going to respect you anyway. There's a difference between silence that comes from fear and silence that comes from power. One makes you smaller. The other makes you untouchable. The key is knowing which one you're using. If you're staying quiet because you're afraid of conflict, that's submission. If you're staying quiet because the conversation isn't worth your energy, that's dominance. Feel the difference. The most successful people understand this distinction. They don't waste time convincing people who aren't ready to listen. They don't explain themselves to people who have already made up their minds. They save their words for moments when those words can actually create change. This doesn't mean becoming cold or distant. It means becoming selective. It means understanding that your attention is valuable currency, and you don't spend valuable currency on worthless investments. Here's a practical exercise. For the next week, before you speak in any tense situation, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Will my words change anything? 2. Am I speaking from strength or from need? 3. What am I trying to prove and to whom? If you can't answer these confidently, stay quiet. Observe instead. You'll be amazed at what you learn when you stop talking and start truly listening. But let's go deeper. There are people in your life right now who are taking advantage of your silence. They mistake your restraint for weakness. They push boundaries because they know you won't push back. They speak for you because they assume you have nothing to say. This is where strategic silence becomes crucial. It's not about never speaking up. It's about choosing your battles with surgical precision. When you do decide to speak, make it count. Make it so clear, so undeniable, so perfectly timed that it ends the discussion permanently. The goal isn't to win every argument. The goal is to become the type of person who doesn't need to argue at all. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, when you respond to provocation with calm observation, when you refuse to be drawn into petty conflicts, you're operating from a position of incredible strength. People will test this. They'll try to provoke reactions. They'll accuse you of being arrogant or aloof. Let them. Their frustration is proof that your strategy is working. They're used to controlling others through emotional manipulation, and you've just become immune to their tactics. Your silence isn't weakness hiding, it's strength waiting. It's intelligence gathering information. It's power choosing its moment. So here's my challenge for you. Start treating your words like rare diamonds. Don't scatter them carelessly. Save them for moments when they can create real impact. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't want to understand. Stop defending positions to people who have already decided to attack. Instead, become someone whose presence speaks louder than words ever could. Become someone who commands respect through quiet confidence rather than loud declarations. If you're ready to transform your relationship with conflict, with communication, with power itself, comment below. I choose strategic silence. Let me know you're committing to this mindset shift. And if this perspective opened your eyes to something new, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is help someone else discover their own strength. The weak shout to be heard. The strong speak when it matters. The wise know that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all.